Hello, today I wanted to show you everything that went into the making of Scary Cat Goes to School. As with the first book, I first started with the character design phase. I like to change up the clothing of my characters because if it ever gets made into a TV show, it'll make it hard for the animator. So, the first character that I designed in the Scary Cat book Goes to School is a teacher. I eventually changed the name up a bit once it got to the finished version. She's modeled after a pit bull. And I even gave it a little, two different eye colors. I thought that would be a great look for a kindergarten teacher. The next thing that I worked on were the uniform for Scary Cat. This is the first design, the first model of the little uniform. It is the same uniform I wore when I was little. Eventually I changed my mind with it because it had a little too much white. And white ended up having problems when I was designing doing the printing stages. And then I tried these colors, and I eventually settled on this uniform, but in the color blue and red. I had also designed a couple of other little characters that were going to show up in the school. The panda was a very early on character, but I eventually made the character into a little boy. And then of the other possible students that I designed, I eventually used the little frog princess. See. If you're not up to date with the other video, this is just about the art supplies that I used to make the drawing. I used, your very typical markers because Scary Cat, the first Scary Cat, took a major, seriously drained all of the good markers. So then I'd be like, oh well, I guess I'll just use whatever marker I have available. It also relies more on coloring pencils for large background purposes that require a solid color. See, this is the raw stage of the Scary Cat book. Oh wait, this is the previous volume and so forth. And then here we are, how it looks. See, I use coloring pencils a lot more. I use the texture of the front cover of this marker sketchbook in order to get these little round colors. But you see, and then it provide a more solid shape because trying to color large areas with markers, sometimes it just comes out a bit weird. And that's why for large areas I relied on coloring pencils. And then I use marker for the central focus of the characters. As you can see, behind the book, behind each of the pages, I had the proposed dialogues. This one is upside down. Here we are. See. This was basic. Since I planned to release the Spanish version and the English version at the same time, I planned the both language dialogues also together with the main English one. As with everything, I first did the drawings and then I started thinking about what to do as dialogue. It is mainly a book with cute little pictures, and then I eventually figure out the dialogue. Oh yeah, I think I said that twice. Well, this is just about everything that went into the making of the little Scary Cat 2 book, where she goes to school. One last thing I wanted to mention is to show this cute little detail in one of the pages. It shows little human dolls in animal schools. I just thought it looked funny. So, as you can see, we went from this to this. Here's what the print version looks like. For for folks that are not too big on, like, for folks that still prefer print media over digital media. It came out rather nicely, with very strong black colors and very nice colorful ones as well. By adding more colors into the background, it didn't conflict too much with the white in the areas that needed to be white. So, if you have a kid if you have a kid that's like almost ready to go to school, I hope you consider giving Scary Cat Goes to School a chance this Christmas season, or depending on whatever season you might actually end up seeing this video. Bye bye, and God bless.